Iowa, land of corn, confusion, and conflicting polls. This state is known for its vast cornfields and hardworking farmers, but when it comes to politics, things get a bit more complicated. Hold on to your hats, folks, because the polls in Iowa are about as predictable as a rodeo clown on roller skates. Just when you think you've got it figured out, the numbers do a flip and leave you scratching your head. 1 minute, Trump's got a comfortable lead, sipping sweet tea on his porch swing, basking in the support of his loyal followers. The next minute, Harris is surging ahead, riding a wave of Gen Z enthusiasm and probably some TikTok dance moves. Her rallies are filled with energy, music, and a youthful vibe that seems to be catching on. The Emerson College poll has Trump ahead by 10 points, making it seem like he's the clear favorite. But wait, the Des Moines Register Mediacom poll says Harris is up by 3. It's a roller coaster of numbers and predictions. It's enough to make your head spin faster than a tilt-a-whirl at the Iowa State Fair. The constant back and forth is dizzying. So, what's the deal? Well, let's just say Iowa voters are keeping us all on our toes. With every new poll, the landscape shifts, and the only thing we can predict is more unpredictability. The conversations in diners, the debates at town halls, and the handshakes at rallies all contribute to this ever-changing political scene. The generation gap is alive and well in Iowa, folks. It's like a John Hughes movie out there, but instead of fighting over prom dates, they're fighting over who gets to be president. Harris is cleaning up with the under 30 crowd, the ones who get their news from Instagram and think a rotary phone is something you find in a museum. Meanwhile, Trump's got a lock on the over 65 set, the ones who remember when gas was a nickel and a tweet was something a bird did. It's a classic case of get off my lawn versus okay boomer. So we've got these two polls, see? They're like two gunslingers standing in the street staring each other down. The Emerson College poll, with its 10-point Trump lead, is feeling pretty confident. They're packing a margin of error of plus or minus 3.4 percentage points. But then the Des Moines Register Mediacom poll saunters in, all cool and collected, with Harris up by 3. They're not afraid of a little fight. They've got their own methodology, their own sample size, and their own margin of error. Who will win this statistical shootout? Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. Section 4, Iowa, where Trump once roamed free. Will history repeat itself? Now, Iowa hasn't always been a swing state. It has a rich history of political shifts and turns, reflecting the broader changes in American politics. Back in the good old days, or maybe not so good, depending on your perspective, Trump won it by a comfortable margin, not once, but twice. His rallies were packed and his message resonated with many Iowans. He was like the king of the cornfields, with a crown made of corn husks and a scepter made of a corn dog. His presence was almost mythical, a larger-than-life figure in the heartland. But then along came Obama in 2012, proving that even in Iowa, hope and change can bloom in the most unexpected places. His campaign brought a new energy, a sense of possibility that hadn't been felt in years. Can Harris pull off an Obama-esque upset? She brings her own brand of charisma and policy proposals that could resonate with the voters. Or will Trump reclaim his throne of corn? Only time will tell. The political landscape is ever-changing, and Iowa remains a key battleground. The stakes are high, and the outcome is uncertain. Section 5. Margin of error, the pollsters get out of jail. Free card. Let's talk about the margin of error for a second. It's a crucial part of understanding any poll. It's kind of like the fine print in a contract. You know it's there, but you might not always pay attention to it. The pollsters tell you their numbers, but then they slip in this little disclaimer. Oh, by the way, we could be off by a few points. This is their safety net. Don't blame us if things don't turn out exactly as we predicted. It's their way of saying, hey, we're not perfect. The margin of error is important because it reminds us that polls aren't crystal balls. They can't predict the future with absolute certainty. They're more like those magic 8 balls you shake up and hope for the best. You ask a question, give it a shake, and see what it says. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes they just say, ask again later. It's a reminder that while polls can give us a snapshot, they're not always definitive. Section 6. The finish line is in sight. Will it be a photo finish in Iowa? It's down to the wire, folks. The candidates are making their final pitches. The voters are making up their minds, hopefully. And the pollsters are refreshing their Twitter feeds every 5 seconds. Will it be a Trump triumph? A Harris landslide? Or will it be so close they have to recount the corn kernels? One thing's for sure. Iowa is the state to watch on election night. So grab your popcorn, Settle in and get ready for a nail biter.